Hi, I'm Kathleen. I'm from Philadelphia.
Very nice to meet you, Kathleen, and welcome.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to this.
Me too.
I'm Ashley. I think I'm maybe the only one on the West Coast right now. I'm from Oregon. I will not actually be participating today at Carpal Tunnel. I just wanted to see what yarns y'all are using and participate a little.
Sure, wonderful. Thank you. And so it's 10 a.m. there, right? So you're still in the morning coffee time.
Morning Diet Pepsi for me, but yeah.
Well, welcome. Come on in, like whoever is coming in more. So I don't have a waiting room, so people will. Hi, Cindy. Just gonna come up and So, and just let's wait a little bit more. So did everybody who participating got the pattern? Everything is fine? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. This is the only thing I'm kind of concerned about when it's, the technical part. So if something is not going to work the way we hope it is, but it worked. Wonderful. Oh, wow. Oh, nice. So, I may not. Hi, everyone. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm reading the chat as well. It's just so. Duke, how are you this morning?
I am good.
Wonderful.
Still a little tired from the trip to
The
San
trip, we just got
Francisco.
back from Stitches, and it was a wonderful trip. But it's you work long days, long hours, and of course you want to make the most of it, chatting and meeting your old friends and making new friends. So I met Duke during this trip, and it was wonderful. Wow, hello from Paris and Netherlands. Oh, how fantastic! Oh, wow. So. Okay, MG, you can unmute yourself if you want to talk. It would be wonderful. So it's very casual. So the party is with coffee. So the second one, it would be at 6 p.m. US Central Time. So I'll have a glass of wine, but I'm not ready to have wine at noon yet. So you can do whatever you want, but yeah. So okay, if anybody wants to show the yarn. Oh, I see Kathleen is digging for the, oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm using the Labi Anime. These are, and then this is the first one.
Oh, which color is this one?
I forget, I forget what she called it.
Oh, okay. But this is not one of the official dragon ones. It's another.
No, it was one I got from her website.
Okay. Was it a mountain dragon? No,
I don't remember.
It doesn't matter. It's okay. No, I was just
light pink to sort of darker brown.
Oh yeah, wonderful. Does anybody else wants to show?
Can I show?
Yes. Who is that?
So
Just
I don't know if you can see this, but
hold on. I want to spotlight you. Who is that? Oh yeah. Tom,
I'm Jane. I'm not Tom.
Okay.
I have to be on his computer, okay?
Just a second.
And I'm from San Diego, so I'm from the East Coast, West Coast too.
Just a second. Hold on. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh, beautiful.
So this was one of her kits. And it looks very much, it doesn't look the same on there as it looks in person, okay? Like that looks more pinkish, and it's more like tang and more like a melon color.
Oh wow, but it's gonna make a beautiful dragon.
I'm excited to see it. I just have to name it.
Yes, yeah, just
dragon's name.
You want dragon, sure. Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous. Anybody else? Yes.
Just a comment. I quickly looked it up. It's Dune Dragon.
Oh, Dune Dragon. Okay, it looked very different. So, okay, so the Dune Dragon is right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. It's going to be gorgeous. So, Laura, right? You raised the hand. Let me spotlight you. And hold on
So-
just a second. Yeah, I'm not very fast at manipulating. Hello.
I have a broken arm, so I'm not going to be casting on right away, but I'm going to line up my yarn right here. And this is all from Stash.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one extra skein. So, you know, I'm trying to think like, do I want to start with like a real pale?
Right.
Yeah.
But it's
But,
gonna be gorgeous.
Yeah. These 3 skeins were a set, and then these were just other ones that I had. This happens to be La Bien Aimée, but it's from a long time ago. So
Beautiful. And is it decay weight?
yeah, it's all Dickie weight.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I hope you recover soon. And
Yeah, I get my cast off on March 15th. So going to, and I'll just pet my yarn. And
sure. But I love your cover. It's beautiful. You know, for the cast, it's beautiful.
oh yeah, it's just a little arm warmer that I had. Otherwise the cast catches on everything and destroys all my yarn. So yeah.
Well, fast. I hope you recover fast, you know.
Thank you.
So anybody else? You don't have to. I'm just asking. So, okay. So, okay. I'm on Forest Dragon. I see my first. Who is that?
Jane W. It's celestial. Can you see it?
Yes. Just a second. Let me spotlight you. And yes. Go ahead. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So, you know, it was the fastest selling, the most, you know, like, the most bought from like the set of Fade. So I feel like you're lucky that you got one. Beautiful. Gorgeous. I think you're a video dragging a little bit.
I'm not sure which one I should use first, though.
For the selection, yeah.
Can you see it?
So, yeah. So I started. This is Celestial Dragon, and I started with the purple, and then go to the teal. But it's really up to you. You can go from an opposite end, but that's how I started. Yeah.
So would the fuchsia go with the fuchsia go at one of the ends, or would it come second, do you think?
No, it's a second one. So you can see.
Oh, the fuchsia is the second. All right.
Yeah. So it's actually on the Ravelry page. I each set I kind of labeled A, B, C, D. So but you can definitely go by whatever, you know, whatever you're doing. So
okay.
Yeah. My pleasure. Anybody else? Okay, so I'm gonna cast on too. And let's go. If you don't mind, I want to stress out, kind of like give a little tiny class on that, if you don't mind. So just to kind of highlight a few points, because this is it's not very complicated project, but it's not an easy one. So I want to kind of underline a few things. So I am right now. So I am working with a Celestial Dragon, and it doesn't show right now very well. Let me spotlight myself. Spotlight for everyone. So it looks very pale, but it's in real life it's very just a beautiful set, and I left it just for the, you know, knit along. So I'm gonna need to be knitting with it. An idea behind the mountain dragon was to make it kind of think of misty mountains, you know, so something far away and mysterious, but in a kind of like not in a dark way. So, and I forgot I had my shawl that I wanted to wear. here. And of course, it's a sea dragon that you saw. So one thing I want to kind of to stress out is that we're using size 3 needle for DK weight yarn, which is quite small, but we're doing it because we want to think of sock knitting, because to achieve this 3-dimensional shape, we really need to knit it quite tight. You don't have to struggle, but all the stitches should be very firm. And also, if you noticed, purl side is the right side, because I have the most comment on that, because we kind of conditioned to think that knit side is the right side, but in this case, purl side is the right side. So just remember that, because sometimes I get emails from my previous dragon designs, and people say, oh, how come everybody's dragon looks so 3-dimensional and mine's flat? And I already know the answer, but I asked them to send me a picture, and they sent me a picture of this. And it is flat, but I said, just simply flip it. And here you go. So this piece is almost like kind of pre-blocked. So yours is not going to look exactly like this while you're knitting. And also, like, I just want to tell you about kind of like anatomy of it. So you're starting here. So when we cast on, according to pattern, 18 stitches. We're casting on those 18 stitches at the bottom. And then what you're going to have on the side, those little triangles, and they are there by design. I don't want to give like 3-hour class, okay? But if you see them, don't think, oh, I see Tom. Here's Tom. So yeah, here you go. So when you see them, don't think it's a mistake. But so what we're going to do afterwards, when we complete the piece, we block those little triangles to the wrong side. And if I flip it, you can see them right here. But what it does, it actually makes it slightly heavier at the bottom. So it drapes beautifully. And also it creates this wonderful, like practically almost like a commercially finished piece. Very nice edging here. So I'm actually like, I'm so happy with the edging. And again, I don't want to give the whole class, but to finalize it, this design, like in other My Dragons design, it took me 2 years. So it's, yeah, I've been designing other things, but nothing in this design is actually kind of by just happened to be there. Everything has a purpose. So, and while I'm spotlighted, so, and by the way, if you're casting on right now, cast on 18 stitches, and it doesn't matter what kind of cast on you use. At the beginning, it's whatever it is. So let me show you how to style it. And of course, I'm just showing the way I style it, and you can do whatever you want. And if you saw me at Vogue Knitting Live or at Stitches, I was wearing it on my side. And because it's got a magnetic snaps on each end, I just simply lock it, snap it. And I was wearing it kind of like this. So, and the tassels were hanging on the side. And what I like about wearing it this way, first of all, I'm like 50 years old woman who, I have a trouble sometimes wearing too much around my neck when I'm walking on this, market. And so it looks, when you wear it on the side, it looks more like you're wearing a dragon hide, right? So there's something medieval about it, something very much of Game of Thrones, but at the same time, it doesn't look stagey. I think it looks cool. So I don't know. But, and then if you want to wear it around your neck, you simply stretch it out and then start bringing ends together, and you see how it start draping on its own, right? Just let it do its thing, because again, it drapes beautifully. And then you just wrap it around your neck, bring the ends to the front, and remember we have a magnetic snaps here, and you snap it, and look, it just stays there. So you don't really need to style it, restyle it, and shift it. It actually stays here. So yeah, so I'm very happy about the way it works. And also, or you can, of course, you can do whatever you want, but this is really, again, drapes beautifully, and it's truly 3-dimensional. And here it is. So I'm gonna not spotlight myself. And if anybody have a question or comment, please, this is why we're here. No? Oh, yeah. Somebody said, I need 2 shows to have 2 weeks. Great point. Yes. Sharon, yes, please, Sharon, unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear?
Yes.
All right. I fell in love with colors that are sock yarn. What? I'm the forest dragon. So what size needle would you recommend that I use?
That's an excellent question. Sock yarn, of course, it's not gonna drape the same. Just keep it in mind, right? It's gonna be lighter. Honestly, are you like a loose knitter or kind of on a medium? What do you think?
I usually get gauged right on.
Okay, so if you write on, I would use 2.5 US.
Okay.
Or, to be honest, if I'm gonna make another dragon, new one with fingering weight, I would suggest US2. I know it's small, but it would actually, because again, think of sock knitting. Think of opposite. Yes.
I swatched it.
Oh, perfect. So it doesn't have to be super tight. You don't have to struggle. But again, to do this 3-dimensional shape, everything has to be firm. So for my previous fingering weight dragons, I suggested 2.5 US. But I think 2 would be even better because you don't have to constantly knit tight. Like you can relax a little bit. Yeah.
This is 2.
I think I would do it with 2, but it's a great question.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else? Because it's a good chance to ask a question. No, okay. So I'm casting on my dragon. I'm so excited. Yes. And I can, if you're not using the sets as suggested, I think I want to tell you, like, just the kind of, again, you can do whatever you want, but what I learned by making a lot of dragons, let me spotlight myself. So just a second. So it works best when we start with a lighter color. Again, if you just have where to start. And because this is the most you see, or start with the color you like the most in a set. Okay, so this is because this is the most of the dragon scales you're gonna see in one color, because then you start fading. Another thing about the colors is when you start fading, I don't know if you had a chance to look through the pattern. So it's, I thought it's gonna be 10 pages long, but it turned out to be 11. And it's not because I wanted to make it difficult, just I wanted to be very thorough. And because I teach a lot of classes live and via Zoom, I kind of can predict what question people are going to have. So I try to answer before it asked. So I do suggest at some point, if you already start knitting, read the notes, because they're important. So, because I very often ask questions about the, and it's already in the notes. So, I try to answer as many as I can. And if you noticed, if you look at the starting, I think at the page, I believe it's 3, I start introducing, like in the pattern, it's actually print in the pattern changes color. So what I did is I actually, you know, it's a fade, but I don't use one formula and you just, here's a stitch pattern, here's the formula applied. I do it line by line because it's very 3-dimensional. I think it would be easier if I show on this sample. And you can see where I start introducing the new color, right? But if I place the introduction of a new color in anywhere different, in a different spot, because it's 3-dimensional, right? It's like, it's a lot of hiding side. You may not even see it. So it took me, I don't want to scare you how many months, but I think, because I already have done dragons before and faded dragons, for this particular one, I think it took me maybe 6 weeks to finalize the fade, because I had to use 4 skeins and I had to make the most out of those skeins, right? So you don't have too much left over. And I want to make the most so it shows up better. So every time, like, I'm like, oh no, I should have put like a start fading at this point. So I unravel, place it back, unravel. So I think I finalized it, 6 weeks. So it was a lot of unraveling involved, but I think it works well. So you know, some people ask me if they can use their own formula, fading formula that they enjoy for this. And I always say, of course, do whatever you want, but I don't suggest it because I already did all the work for you. And each color, because we're using 4 different skeins, each row with another color is highlighted in different color. So I just hope it's gonna kind of trigger for you, like when you start knitting, that, you know, it's time to change to A, B, C, D, or whatever. So yeah, so that's why it's there. So color coding, I find it helpfully for me because you know, it's sometimes it's just hard to pay attention. So, and let me show you, like, again, you keep knitting or whatever, watching, whatever you're doing. But of course, you notice that we have a leather tassels here. And I want to tell you why. So my first degree was in costume design. And so my second fashion design. So I just thought like leather and wool, it's such a beautiful marriage. And we don't have to be scared of it because, you know, it's a very different texture, but I learned how to make it. I never worked with leather before I started making leather tassels 2 years ago. And it turned out to be so much fun and easy. So, you noticed in the pattern, there is a photo tutorial how to do it. And step by step, I think it's 13 minutes video. I published at midnight. So on YouTube, how to make it. So hopefully you will, I mean, you can put any tassel you want, but hopefully you will make this. And one of the things I do suggest, it's in a pattern, but I want to mention it here. Your second tassel, if you never worked with leather before, your second tassel would probably be better than the first one, okay? So to avoid that, I suggest to do exactly how, you know, like to follow the recipe of making a tassel, but used for practice, either cotton duck fabric, and it's like 10 ounce would be good. So basically just something heavy and sturdy fabric, or jean fabric. Just recycle one of your jeans, okay? Old jeans, old pair of jeans, just to practice. And then cut your precious leather, you know. So I also find what works. And that was just chance. I was in Joann's. And for those who are not in the United States, it's a Joann Fabrics is a very common craft store. It's wonderful, but it's not like very sophisticated one, you know. And I found perfect leather for my sea dragon. It wasn't even planned. And then for the Dune Dragon, I also found in Joanne Fabrics. Look at this. How gorgeous is this? So it was more challenging to find leather for, but I wasn't looking at any specific, like I was just going to my craft stores. I wasn't even shopping online. So for the Celestial Dragon, and it looks more darker here, but it's beautiful purple and teals. So I found what I thought was perfect, and I still like it, but I think for the top element, floral motif, I think it would be better if I used more shiny leather. I'm just saying it to you now, so you kind of like, because this is more matte and I like it, but I think it would, if it would reflect more light, it would be prettier. So, but I couldn't find the purple a kind of shiny metallic leather, but I can always remake it. So, okay, I think, yeah. So, and here is, yeah, also leather, but you can play around. You can wear, you know, you can make it with suede and leather. It's not very expensive. So, I think I paid for the larger piece that I made actual tassels from. For 2 tassels, it was, I think, was $15, and I had a coupon. So it was like very, very inexpensive. And people ask if I sell them. I don't. I start doing leather goods, but if I start making it, I don't do anything else, and I really cannot do that right now. So just make it yourself. Okay, I'm gonna unspot myself. Anybody have a question?
Hey, Alexandra.
Yeah.
Do you recommend we do swatch, like gauge swatch?
For the dragon?
Yeah.
It's always a good idea, always, but here is kind of my so you I know because you took my class and you said you are loose, kind of more on a loose side,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So so for you, for sure, then go down a needle size at least. But it doesn't have to be like, swatching is great, of course, always, but I do recommend it. But you don't have to, if your gauge is slightly off with me, it's fine. Nobody's gonna die. Okay, so it should be firm. So you can tell, like when you're looking, that's why I put a lot of close-ups as well. Stitches should be firm. You shouldn't see any gaps in between stitches. So if it's firm enough, if your gauge is smaller than mine, go for it.
Okay, and if I'm using stash, do I need close to 1 full skein for each color, or?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yes, so that's why here's what I have. So I left, oh, let me spotlight myself so everybody can see. I'm not very quick. Oh, I am spotlighted, right? Oh, okay. Okay, that's not how I see myself. Weird. Okay, so so here is a leftover from a sea dragon.
Okay.
So just to, you know, give you idea. So and this is like, I made this swatch to make a video for side custom. So this is the first color here, and here's the rest. So you are going to use most of the skein, but it's also like, if you really want to be precise, look at the pattern page and see the yardage on this, like La Bien-Aimée skeins, because the yardage is, I believe, 150, what is it, 252. Oh, I'll tell you right away, just a second. So the yardage for each skein is 252 yards or 230 meters. So it's a DK weight, but kind of on a larger size, you know? So you don't use anything less than that. But if you have DK, which is 300 yards, It's going to be slightly thinner, but you're going to have some left over. Yeah. But it's a great question. Also, it's very important to put stitch markers where I indicated them where I indicated the placement in the in my pattern. And so because later on, and again, it's like I don't want to give the whole class, but you have to really pay attention up to here, and then you understand the logic, and then you just repeat the same set of rows. But you're always going to have 18 stitches in between stitch markers, always. So if you have less, don't go back, just cheat a little bit. Cheat with dignity, you know, and on the next row, just smartly add another stitch, add the yarn over, but do it in the right spot, you know, so it's not gonna show too much. And if you have more than you know, you have too many stitches, just purl 3 together instead of purled through. Okay, so because again, you do what we do in this pattern, we do increases and decreases on both sides, and it's very hard. We don't have this relax row, so it's very hard to go back. Don't go back unless you're just starting. So, and I don't suggest drinking anything at the beginning, you know, maybe later on. So yeah, cheat with dignity. Yeah, this is, yeah, it's okay. Nobody, I mean, just do it smartly. Oh, which dragon color? I didn't read the Anna Mannequin. Great questions. Thank you so much. So this one, I call it Forest Dragon, and it's not an official one, but on Reverly, I wrote down the names of those colors. I was at Hill Country Weavers in Austin, and they were literally had like 4 skeins of DK weight La Bien-Aimée left. And I already had my final skeins, but I needed to practice so much, not the stitch itself, but the fading. So, and it was perfect. I didn't even have to match it. It was just a destiny. So this is, I call it Forest Dragon. It's not official. And I got it, you know, it was my first sample. So I think there is a little mistake there, but nobody knows, just you and me. That's it. Yeah. So, yeah. But I have the colors written down. Oh, what if I use fingering yarn held double to get DK weight? Absolutely, if you have the same colors. Yeah, absolutely. Another thing I don't really recommend is to use solids. You I mean, you can do whatever you want, but it's not going to have the same kind of like natural, because look at this, that looks natural, right? It looks like a natural scales. There's a kind of like there's some like, I don't know how to describe it, but I think it's also purl stitch does the job. For some reason, purl stitch look more natural for this than knit stitch. So that's why it's on the right side. So if it's solids, it's gonna look more artificial and stripy. Yeah. Yeah, but you definitely can do that. Here's Minnesota joining from Ellen. Yes. Dragon behind. I see my 4. Yes, recover. I just want to make sure I didn't miss it. And if I miss it, just type it again, please, or ask. Vibrant Dragon. Oh, here's hi from Oklahoma. Okay. So if you are in love with some of the sets from La Bien-Aimée and it's sold out, just they keep making those. So they keep updating the stock. So just click notify me and you will get it. So, and we can practice for now. Okay. Anybody else wants to say something, show something?
Just a quick question on the leather. You said you were able to get the leather at, I think you said Joann's.
Mhm.
So, and is that both the leather that you used for the tassel and for that more decorative piece?
Yeah.
You got them there. Okay, thank you.
So what I did, I left the pictures of the actually labeling. And yeah, so it comes, so when you usually go to just a regular craft store like Joann's or Hobby Lobby or wherever you shop, each one of them, surprisingly, I didn't even know they had that. Joann has a leather section. So they would have a very basic, and one of them would be bigger pieces, and the more kind of shinier parts with silver and gold, it was a smaller ones. And also in my video, I didn't even take a tag off, so you can see it, how it looks like. Yeah.
Thank you.
And, yeah, for sure. My pleasure. Anybody else? No. We have a good group. And by the way, if you if you're not if you want to do it again, we're doing it again at 6 p.m. So yeah. Because I just thought like it's it's Thursday, and maybe it's easier to do in 2 different times, especially because we have people from Paris and Canada and other places. Well, Canada is the same, kind of close by. But I thought like for different part of the world, it would be more convenient to do it at noon and 6 p.m. Central Time. Yeah. So I am a little bit behind. By the way, I wanted to show you, I'm not selling those things, I'm just like, I love this so much. And I have all my things here. So about the needles, if I just don't want it to be quiet, and I thought I can use this time to kind of like give more tips. So I suggested 32 US, or not US, not 32, 32 inches long, right? But you can start with 24, whatever it is. It's just, what it happens is we cast on right here, and then we keep working up. So it's going to get wider and wider. So at some point you can, do suggest to work to have 47 inches long circular, because it would be more convenient. And then, so that's why I suggested 2 US 3 and 2 different links. And then at the end, we switch to US 1, because we want to, just a sec, because we want to have a very firm top. So, and we work it really like that much, not much at all, but you also have to pay attention. Like this is important part. But if I would keep working in US 3, in the same size that I was working the shawl, it would be kind of floppy, but we want it to be very firm. So just keep in mind that at some point, here you have to switch to size 1. And I know it's small, but again, it has a purpose. Okay. So I'm casting on too. I'm so excited about this color. I think it's gonna, the Mountain Dragon, I don't have a sample, but I think it's gonna be just so beautiful. And I have to tell you, I met AMA last year, practically exactly a year ago, in Hill Country Weavers. I don't know if you know, it's a store in Austin, but once a year they do beautiful retreat in the hills. It's really wonderful event. It's more kind of boutique-ish in a sense that it's smaller, and it's in a resort on the Colorado River. It's very nice, relaxed, and kind of like, and it's very non-cliquey. So I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It's it was my first time there, and I made so many friends, and it was just wonderful. So it wasn't like people, of course there were groups, but it was very kind of, you feel like a community. It was great. And AMA was there, and she was presenting her yarn and signing her other book, the first one, Worsted, the yellow book. And it was just, so we met, and I wanted to work with her, but so many people approaching her. And funny enough, she's like, oh, if you want to ever do something together, I would love to. So like, that was easy. And I'm like, actually, yes. So I made, for those dragons, I made mood boards and sent it to her. I said, you have so many gorgeous colors, but it's very hard for me to pick from, from the screen. So do you mind just playing with it according to those mood boards and pick up the colors from what you have and arrange them, close enough. And she looked at the mood boards and she said, no, I'm dyeing new colors. So not all of the colors brand new, but some of the, like Celestial for sure, and others. So I felt very honored. So she created completely new colors for those designs, which is great. Thank you. And by the way, I'm going to see her in a few hours, because she, believe it or not, she's in Texas right now, and she is in Dallas area. So, and I see Sharon she knows, right? You're nodding, yeah. So, I actually, we have a meeting with her this afternoon before my second Zoom party, and I'm gonna give you, like, she's gonna take a few dragons back to Paris. So the people at 6 p.m. party not going to see some of them. So, so yeah, and we're planning some other projects together, which is wonderful. So it's just really amazing that she's here, like literally like 10 minutes away from me right now. So it's fun. Anybody wants to say something? Ask. Oh, Christine is asking, will you be at McKinney Knittery this weekend for Amy event? I was planning to go for the book signing because I don't have a book and I want a signed book. So, and I believe it's tomorrow, but I'm meeting her today. We'll see how it's gonna go. Yeah. So we'll see. Because sometimes it gets, yeah, we'll see. Oh yeah, once in Paris. Yes, that's okay. So can't wait to see the Dragon Show in Le Bien-Aimé pop-up opening at the end of the month in Paris. Me too. So that would be fantastic. And she was saying, my, sample maker's making a sample. I'm like, I'm sure you have amazing sample maker, but because I have like 5 shawls, knitting a 5th one, please take one of the samples I made, so I will feel like, it always makes a difference, it's like, I know it's needed exactly how I intended. Because I had, because I work with magazines and books, and there was a project, I got like 5 designs or 4 designs approved, and they were all had to be done in 3 weeks. And of course, I wasn't able to do it. So they said, don't worry, we have sample makers, and I was communicating directly with this person, and she did it incredibly fast, but she didn't read some of the notes. So I cannot look at this sample, like it's unraveling. I can't look at that. Because again, it's like nobody, I guess, would notice what, like it looks fine. But so I like to do all my samples myself. And I think you can understand. How we doing? Well, I only cast on like 8 stitches. Are we casting on, guys? Yes? Yeah. So don't forget, there is a brand new video on YouTube, how to cast on the side. Okay, so please watch it. Hopefully I did it like slow, but the thing with casting on the sides, here's again, I don't want to give a class, but if you have your own kind of preferable way of doing it, go for it. You don't have to do it the way I suggested, because it really doesn't matter. Because what we do, let me enlarge myself. we will be casting on those little triangles on the edge that we're going to be blocking them on the wrong side after. So if you think that, you know, like if for some reason you think they're not perfect enough, the loops you're going to cast on the side, or you're doing it in different style, doesn't matter. I mean, it's just going to be all blocked to the wrong side. We're casting those things, but those things are essential. So that's why it took me 2 years to figure out this design, because I couldn't figure out how to not to have it. It's because they're essential for this three-dimensional shape. And then I realized I can use it for benefit, because blocking them on the wrong side, it gives the weight. So it drapes beautifully. And it also makes it such a beautiful, and like, again, it looks almost like a commercially finished piece here. And just because those extra triangles. Okay, if anybody wants to say something, comment, you can unmute yourself. No? Okay. So.
I think there are a couple of questions in the chat that you might not have answered yet, if you want to look at those.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I'm going to McKinney Knittery, but it's my local yarn shop. It's amazing, actually. Dragon Sean, yes. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Christine, for letting me know. Yeah, this is my first knit along. Is there an end for the day for this cow? And do we meet again in a Zoom? Question to you. Would you like to meet again over Zoom? Okay, Kelly said yes. How about the other? Like, what do you think? Yeah. Okay, what we can do, I cannot promise to do it every week because I may be traveling, but fantastic. How about we can do it again next Thursday? Would it work? Okay, so I was about to like I was planning to ask you, so I'm gonna make another Zoom, and maybe we can I may do it again like in 12 and 6 to central US Central Time, so it would be more convenient, but I think it would be great. And so I think some people may have more questions by then, right? So we can because right now it's just a beginning, so it's great. So let's do that. But there is no end day. It's just to have fun. But I also like I appreciate you asking that, but I thought that knit along, because this is, again, it's not very complex design. It looks more complicated than it is, but you really need to pay attention. And there's certain things I want to stress out, like knitted tight, like where we cast on, how we cast on, and so on. So I thought it would be a great idea to have kind of knit along, so I can help you with the process. Okay, so that was the idea, but there's no deadlines. No, we're just having fun. I'm looking forward to the part when people gonna start doing tassels. So that would be so much fun, or not. I don't know. I hope it's gonna be fun. And one thing, we're gonna wrap it at 1 p.m. But I want to ask you, what I wanted to tell you. Just a second. Something about the tassels. I forgot anyway. It will go back to me. Any other questions I missed? I don't think so. I think we are good. Yeah, I think we're good. So we still have 11 minutes. Do you want to like comment, ask something else? I would be happy to answer. I just cast on 18. Okay, then I may comment on something else. So in your pattern, I made two brand new videos posted at midnight. So I posted the cast on the side and the tassels. The one that I didn't do, one more comment. Tassel party zoom, yes. I like that, Kelly. She said tassel party zoom. Yeah, we still have a few weeks before that, but it's a great idea. I love it. Yeah, by the way, I cannot teach this class anywhere because it involves a glue. And it's imagine if you are in a yarn shop and everybody using this glue, and you have to do it outside. So I actually suggested a few times to do it, but it could be not very good for your health if like 10 people using it. So that's why you want on your own, but have a window open. So because you can, we need a strong glue, so it's important. And also it's important to get a clear glue, because one time I just didn't pay attention. It was milky white, and it was fine, but clear is better. So one thing I didn't do yet is to have usually for this type of designs, I would have finishing techniques video, and I already have for two of my other dragons, so they're similar but not the same. So for now, like if you look at the in the pattern, it would say watch. Yes, casting card. Yeah, sure, and Stone, sure. I'm just reading the comment. So it would say look for a video on finishing techniques on YouTube, and I just cited the YouTube channel for now, because what I decided to do, first of all, I wanted to make a small, because I didn't have unfinished sample to make it, to make the finishing technique video. So I thought, oh, I'm gonna make a small one and do it. And then I decided, no, I want to finish my mountain dragon, and most probably I'm gonna be pretty quick, like I'll try to knit it with other people together, so it's kind of, we're doing it together, but at the same time I think I'm gonna finish it quick, and I quickly do the finishing technique video with that. So if you click on the link and it just shows my YouTube channel, that's by design. So it's coming. I just need a sample. Oh, the Forest Dragon Fate is not on the page anymore. Could you please add the names? Okay, fantastic. I will. Thank you. For some reason, I thought I gave it, and it's in my paperwork. Where? Just a second. This is my paperwork for this design. So I always, like have everything, filed. So here it is. Oh, you see, and okay. It even says the date. It's always interesting to see. So I started that at October 16, this sample, 2022. So those are the colors, and I'm going to put it on Reverly. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's like to know, because I thought I did, but I didn't. Yeah, so it's all here. That's from my fashion design years, so I know everything has to be filed, otherwise you would not remember. Yes, well, it's knit two together as usual or through the back stitches. So if it says knit two together, do it this way. If it's through the back, no, it's we knit two together just the regular way. Yeah, I'm reading the comments. Okay, Forest. Yeah, sure, for sure. And it's again, it was such a serendipity, because that's the only colors in DK Weight they had in Hill Country store, Hill Country Weavers in Austin, and they worked perfectly. I loved it. Okay.
Hi, can I just, I think I got through row 6 or 7. Yeah,
Who is that? Oh, yeah.
I was the one who asked about the knit. Wait.
Yeah.
What am I doing? I am trying to, wait a minute. Can you see the edge?
Yes.
Does it look right?
Yes. Are you concerned about little knots?
Yeah, I wanted to know, yeah, because in the pattern it says purl through the back loops. And then when we're on the, and I can't visualize the mirror image, but maybe I will in a couple of months. So when we purl through the back loops on the purl side, and then you just knit two together on the knit side. And I just was wondering if my edges were right. Was I making it more, was I worrying? Okay.
I think it looks
all right. So you do have, okay, good.
Yes, but I'm actually OCD of the edging.
Thank you.
But in this case, my pleasure. But in this case, remember, this is what it's only on the edge, and it's those little triangles. Somebody called the dragon teeth, and then we will be blocking them to the wrong side. So I would not overthink that. And I'm perfectionist.
Right.
So it's all right. Yeah. So, but it's
okay. That's what I was hoping that yeah.
And the only reason we do purl 2 together through the back loop is, just a second, because I wanted to have a perfect lines on the back. Because again, I'm a little OCD. I'm sure a lot of you do too. You are too. So I just wanted to look really nice and clean on the wrong side. That's the only way. That's the only reason why. Because in my previous dragons, I didn't do it. And it's bothering me now. Like I looked at the wrong side and I'm like, I should have purled together through the back loop. So that's why we're doing it. Yeah. My local yarn shop just received shipments from La Bien-Aimée. Oh, and where's your local yarn shop? That was Sharon. Are you in Houston? Or are you in Allen? Oh, Orlando, Florida. Oh, fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Wonderful. It's getting out there more common, but I want to also say, and again, I mean, I'm not selling those things. Your accessories are insane. I have, oh gosh, where is it? I have all your bags. Like I have to grab it. We still have a few minutes. And those are my favorite bags. Just a sec. I actually made a separate video for that. So this is one of your bags. I just want to show because I really like accessories for knitting, but some of them just don't work, you know. There's you could spend a lot of money, like hundreds of dollars, and you ended up having kind of like I don't even know why it's a thing, a knitting bag which squishes all your work. And I paid like $200 for that. Yeah. Oh, wonderful, Christy. So this one is so large, but that's what you want if you're working on a large project, right? You don't want it to be squished, and it looks really cool. And it's got tons of pockets inside, but wait for it. Inside is a smaller one. They don't come together, but I had to get this. And I didn't get it at once, so I had to do it, you know, plan this type of things. But I love it because this one is also project one, but it's got a yellow lining, so you can see, and look for it. Look, it's got another one. I just love it, and all my, you know, little notions go here. But so she designed it, so you can. There's actually a perfect pocket for this one. And a pocket for this one. And what I also like, it's very sturdy but not super heavy, because you know sometimes like the bags are way too heavy. And this is just perfect. So my dragon, which I just cast on 18 stitches, no more going here. I love it. Of knitting bags. Yeah, I'm kind of like crazy about accessories. And if there's something accessories that actually work, again, I don't want to name names, but some companies like they make very expensive bags and they're just silly, you know, they're not properly done either. So because I have a fashion degree, I know how it has to be structured and there's a steps missing. So it's like, for example, you pay $200 for a bag and it doesn't even sit on the table because it's missing piping. Like it should have a piping on the bottom. And it's like, who designed it? They don't know anything about, you know, how to do it. So, but I'm not saying what companies are there, but if something works, I'm just sharing with you. So it's like I got it on because I'm meeting Amy. So I'm very excited and thank you so very much for being here. I'm very, very happy. It was actually, I wasn't nervous, but I was a little bit nervous. So wonderful. I am actually going to put it on YouTube. And it's fantastic. Thank you for coming and I'll see you soon. And by the way, my email below, I think the pattern and YouTube videos. So you can directly ask me a question. I answer every like once in 24 hours, like for sure I will answer. And we have a regularly chat as well. So it would be wonderful if you tag me. And again, if you have a question, I'm right here. I don't want you to be stuck. Okay, thank you and had a wonderful rest of the day. And I'll see you maybe next week, right? I'll send the mail about the next Zoom. Bye.